Hello, welcome to the Queue. Got a short little channel update video here. I'm not sure that I've ever done one of those, but this will qualify. We'll start off with some BBR. This fall coming up, Sired has created some player cards, which are kind of interesting and has all the stats and tournaments been at and medals and all that kind of good stuff. So that's pretty fun. Thanks, Sired, for doing that. But as far as the last year, there hasn't been a ton of videos that I've shared publicly. There's been quite a few videos, and I'll get to that in a little bit. We had some BBR in Atlanta last fall, the tournament, and then again in the spring, that tournament there for BBR as well. And that's kind of the majority of the videos that I've dropped here. And the main reason is there's been in the last year a lot of play testing of games. And the funny thing about game designers is that they don't want you to publicly post the videos of what we're working on. And because, and I get it, some of the things that we worked on are not in the game, they didn't make the cut, or, they're refined. And so, keep people in suspense. So I actually, in this last year, have been playtesting with 3 different games. I had to turn down a 4th game because I could see that it was getting to be too much. But the game I can't talk about is a campaign game, World War II, because they haven't determined a release date yet, and it's a lot of things are not final. So the other 2 was a kind of revision of Global War 39 rules and setup, and that was a fun one to work on. I actually got to play some of those games live here, with some people, and that was fun. I didn't get to play Global War 39 when it was released because I wasn't really playing the Global War games at that time. I actually got that map, way years after it actually come out, and we did play it a couple times, but by then it was Global War 36, and I think it was already version 2 when we were first started getting into playing the Global War games. So we didn't play a lot of it back then, but at the same time, getting to play this new updated version, and mostly that was with Triple Crown. He kind of invited me in, and we went over some rules and played some games. I didn't get to play this game with him. That could be coming up here in the future. We'll see how that goes. But the second game is the Global War 36. We just finished up a playtest of the 4.1 rules, and it's very similar to the 4.0 version. There's just some tweaks, which I think are good tweaks, and there's a map change as well, and that's been announced to be released here in September. So 4.1 Global War 36. I actually have gotten a peek at what they're looking to do for 4.2, which will be interesting because I think they're planning on continuing to update the game, not the map, but the game itself, with some, after a year. How long has it been? 4.0 has been out a year, so we actually got in a couple games of that, but those were live. But like I said, we had the play testing we did was all private YouTube videos, and that's kind of hard because it's hard to look at them on the small screen. You could bring them up on an iPad or something, or a laptop maybe, but a lot of times it's hard to find, in the chats where we're sending those videos back and forth. And then, I make playlists to try and keep track of some of the videos, but the videos that are shared aren't, able to be added to a playlist, so that makes it difficult. But either way, that's kind of been the last year. A lot of play testing, a lot of private games, private videos. The other thing that's kind of eaten into time this summer was my son got married, and a lot of you have seen him or played with him, or met him at these tournaments, or I've actually brought him to several of the gaming events. When we travel, like Oklahoma City or Atlanta or wherever we go and get together and have a weekend of BBR games or whatnot. And so you guys have met him, some of you, and he got married this summer, so that took a lot of our time. So while I'm play testing and doing that, I didn't have time for other live games or making other videos. It just was too much. But his wedding was not last weekend, but the weekend before. So they went to Hawaii for their honeymoon, and fortunately they're not on Maui, which not the forest fire, but the brush fire that spread and took out Lahaina, which is one of our, well, it is my favorite town on Maui. We've been to Maui a couple times, and we're always there for various things, touristy things and eating and that kind of thing. But very sad to see that. But he went to the Big Island, so he's out of harm's way. That was good. So anyway, that's my local playtester guy. But he's married now, lives out of town, and so it'll be pretty quiet here. I won't have that playtester locally that that we can just play here and there and do things. So that's kind of a a bummer, but I'm happy for him. He's not giving up on gaming, that's for sure. It's just that it won't be as convenient as it was before. So anyway, that between that and the playtesting, it's been a rough year to try and get videos out. So I suspect the next year will be a little better, and we're going to start with a YouTube game, and it is A View to a Kill, and it will be Global War 36, the 4.1 version, and I believe we're starting sometime this weekend. So that will be coming up. We've got Global War enthusiasts who will be playing the Comintern. Boston Bruce is Japan. Panzer J is Germany and Italy. And then Silk will be the UK, Commonwealth, and France. And of course, I will be chiming in as the USA. So that will be my part in this game. And like I said, that'll be a public game, so you guys can watch that. We'll get back to more public videos here in the next year. So look for that game to start. And as usual, I'll have a playlist up and running, so you can follow every turn just by going to the playlist, which is the easiest way to watch. So thank you guys for your patience and watching these videos. And till the game starts, keep rolling dice.